All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you. We stream live from Mott Brent's library. What we're going to do is what we normally do is play our intro video. That way you can like, share, comment, and let everyone know that the CSRN podcast weekend review is streaming live. We'll be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. Our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live. We stream from Mott Brent's library, and shout out to the staff at Mott Brent. Every week they lay out the red, black, and green rug for us. I was going to say flag, but they laid out no flag for us to walk on. So,
Right.
but still, shout out to the library, giving us this our, I don't know what you call it. It's the pink room, and we transform it from a study room to
our space.
Yeah, to our space. And let's get into some intros. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN. I'm also a 33-year member of the Nation of Islam. Way back in 1991, I saw some of the brothers selling the Final Call newspaper on the corner of Bancroft and Detroit. I've been looking for them, but I hadn't seen them, selling the paper. Got off the bus and asked one of the brothers, where do they meet? I showed back up. I think I showed up that next Sunday. And after that, it was a wrap. And shout out to all the brothers that were a part of the Nation of Islam at that point. Brother Tony, Brother Donnell, Minister Charles Muhammad, Theron, Sherrod, Rodney, everybody that helped to make, Brother Washington, who Brother Washington, really is. And also Brother Michael, a lot of people that were there at that time. Some of them, aren't there now. We got a whole group of different brothers that are there, and feel free. This is a permanent invite. If you ever wanted to experience what a Nation of Islam meeting is like, join us every Sunday, 11 a.m. You'll be inspired. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing my green beads. I've got my Channel the Energy shirt. This was from Black Lives Matter Day, 4/18. What was that, 2015?
That was the very first one.
2015, because I think right after that, we had the 10-10-15.
I think, is that 16? It was 15?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody
So we'll have to look up.
Yeah, somebody look that up. When
No.
was Black Lives Matter Day? I think it was 15, because we started using hands up, don't shoot. Then we started saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And then
it
came
was.
the Justice or Else.
Because 14 was our first year getting ourselves established, and this was like one of the big things leading to us doing organizations and Juneteenth and city forums. It was our first, can we come together as a group and do something collectively that is not just a protest? Right.
And shout out to everyone that's a part of the CSRN experience, and that's how all of the activists came together, and all of us have a certain thing that we do. And we've got a space that everybody can be their best self at what they do. I didn't mention that CSRN was founded. The first two people that came up with this idea of just being able to speak truth to power, and you didn't have to be a pastor, preacher, politician, or professional. It was Jabril Bey and Mike Leonardi. So shout out to both of them that had the idea of Community Solidarity Day, and then they called me in later on to help organize and plan some things, because that's my thing. I like to plan to see how it comes together. And man, here we are. I also have on a black hat, some brown rim glasses. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. I think I'm going to throw it to Jody. If you could introduce yourself. What are you wearing? And then I think we're going to get into our mission statement, guiding principles, take a short break, and come back with some Juneteenth talk.
Yep, or a guest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So the guests out there, you know who you are. All right.
But what's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, the treasurer of this wonderful organization. And we describe ourselves because most of the time, sans last week, we can't be seen on Spotify. And even if we can be seen from your phone or stuff like that, if you're in a vehicle, the laws of the land and stuff like that. Plus, don't be distracted. So that's why we describe at least our exterior, so you know who's talking to you, that somebody is behind this organization that is not that is of the right melanation to actually speak on these things.
That's right.
I can be an ally for many, 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 many things, but I can only be an advocate for some things. So this is our advocacy in what we do and the lines that we stand on. But I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos, crystals, and stones and bones from, I guess you can really say, this journey.
Yeah.
I was none of those things that we described that we wanted to come together as, and now I am literally all of those things.
It. That's right.
But that is through the process of believing in myself, having a good community around me, having a good village of people around me, and I guess ignoring a lot of the you can't, you won't, and all the stuff, because I hear it. I put it in my books and my art. Just remind people like, hey, I'm going to come back at some point in time. Right now may not be there, but things take time. You build upon what you know. Same thing with my tattoos and stuff. They become the illustrated man of some of my story, which I definitely need to get some more ink. But I actually ran into Jabril at Chosen Day, which I'll be talking about later on in the episode or podcast or however you want to think of this. And it was awesome. Gave him he got a tiger's eye from one of the Dangly Things creations and stuff. So it was a really good day. For those of you also out there listening, we want to thank you for tuning in so much.
That's right.
Any place else, any other podcast, any other show, but you choose to come back every single week. And that is a testament to what we do in the community, to the people now who I'm seeing are growing up. I'm like, wait, you was just like this tall.
Yeah, that's right. Just yesterday
to college. A couple of weeks ago, somebody who was just this tall when we were doing the Flint is now graduating, going to college and stuff. And I got to be there to speak with her and think about how long we've been doing this. So how do you get to that point? And again, be brave, be bold, be fearless. If you want to do something, do it with a good, just spirit. Don't just do something because somebody else made money off of it. Be innovative. Do something that is going to be your own. Everybody doesn't want to have the same T-shirt, different sign.
That's right.
So do something that is going to be impactful, even if it looks dumb at the beginning, even if it's a little scribbly line on a piece of paper. You never know what that could turn into. So this is how we got there. We have a foundation that we stick to, that when we are gone, me and Brother Washington, you see some other faces up here, they'll have some good roots to stick to.
Yes, sir.
Won't get them distracted by city or culture or trends or anything like that are continuing to try and buy out all our melanation. Anyway, and we also have...
That's what's happening. All right. That's what's happening.
It is
what's happening right now.
Personal feelings and
it
stuff.
Is what it is. But
I still love to see the community, at least that's waking up to, we can come together for something. And hopefully later on we'll topple off the corporate head. But at least we can come together and talk, because I grew up not really knowing a lot of my family. Just recently found out some of my other family were people that I've been doing events with for years.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh, wow. Yeah. Toledo, the Toledo is 2 small wins again, but that's good because it's always been genuine. Now we family. I throw a little bit more in the pot when I can, but I'm very happy to be from here and get to travel everywhere. So we also have
our guiding principles along with the mission statement,
which keep our walls up and make sure. So I'm just going to go over that routine right now for any of you out there that's never heard it. If when we used to do in-person meetings, this would be read between a different person every week. I've just kind of become the guy to do it now. So we are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer of an unarmed teenager, Michael Brown, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustice experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, yes, most often, police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate. progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development. And we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable, yes, accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter. Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
All right. Hey, before we get into our guiding principles, we were talking about earlier that the shirt that I had on was from Black Lives Matter Day, 4/18. That was April the 18th, 2015. That's how old I am. If you could think about, we're celebrating 10 years this year. For you, just off the top of the dome, could you name one of your Black Lives Matter moments that
The mayoral forum.
The mayoral forum?
I've been waiting on this because I don't know. Again, for people that don't know me, I got to remember the camera's over here. But for people that don't know me, yes, I'm an elected official. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I was actually just phone banking after I did the chosen day, just trying to talk to people. And one of the things that we did that I never seen or have actually seen any other organization do, we coordinated forums. Like you see on the news and stuff, great debates and all of that. We did that as a grassroots organization, and one of our first, which again this is about that time we got into November, was the mayoral forum. I want to know why you want to lead my city for the next 4 years or more. And it was good. We met a lot of people, Paula and Opal and who else?
Mike Ferner.
Yep, he was running that year.
Man, Cardi came back.
Cardi always comes back.
Cardi came back.
And this kind of says my age, the Ross Perot of Toledo.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But it was good. We actually did it at UT. So it was a chance for the city to come together and, put it in the hands of the kids who are going to be voting. So I thought that was really good. Gutter Dave was there. He's got a photo, one of the photos on the page. And also I want to apologize somewhat to the page, because for years I've been the person, mainly behind the scenes, putting photos up, telling everybody how you're doing and stuff. But again, my life has become so full of everything. It gets difficult for me to get on. So sometimes you may see me randomly post stuff. I try and always promote things that are going on in the community that are good for it and everything. So hopefully at some point in time, I'll get back to that. But I thank you all for the reactions and the comments that do come to the page that we filter out and try and make sure that nobody's getting on there and doxing anyone or being hateful in any way. So thank y'all for the engagement.
All right, that's what's up. All right. And if I can have how about this? Let me read the guiding principles, and then I'll come back in with a Black Lives Matter moment. We'll take a short break, and then we'll come back with our guests. Got a special guest, all right? Yeah. They just text to say, hey, we're on the way. All right. Awesome, that's what's up. And our guiding principles is something that it's like that thing that you never knew that you needed. All right. But that helps us stick together. It keeps us from one-upping each other. All right. And it lets everybody really be as equal as you can be with all of these strong personalities. These are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black Lives Matter, queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently abled Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
And I guess my one of my Black Lives Matter moments, doing this for 10 years, we met some interesting people. We've done some interesting things, and all of the things, like Jody said, may not have looked like a protest. All right. And one of the things that stood out to me was the Black Lives Matter scholarship program, where we challenged some of the high schoolers and some of those in college to write out what does Black Lives Matter mean to you. And the winner, however we decided, I think it was $1,000 for the winner, $500 for second place, and $250 for third. And we did that at the Frederick Douglass Community Center. And big shout out to the Frederick Douglass. They were there for a lot of our political forums.
Yep.
They were there for us for Black Lives Matter Day. They were there for us for Juneteenth that we had at the Frederick Douglass.
The restart of Toledo's Juneteenth.
Yeah, the restart. Let that be known, who put Juneteenth on the map, if we could say that, really don't matter because it's here.
Well, who decided we were tired of having enough of everybody else doing it and we wanted to do our own?
Yeah.
Before it was pop-ups and all the stuff.
Yep. And you got to pay for it. You got to pay for your own stuff if you want it to look like you, if you want it to represent you. And then from there, I guess everybody else will get a clue of what to do and, and how to do it. That's my, my Black Lives Matter moment. We've done this for 10 years, and I don't see us slowing down in the way that we advocate. I don't see us slowing down in the way that we plan and execute. It's a wonderful thing that we've got here. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and either we've got a guest or we're going to talk about Juneteenth and some of the things that's going on.
Which there are quite a few in Toledo, surrounding areas.
All right. I don't know what that meant, but all right. All right. Hey, listen, this is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant, inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-27.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. The program has fatherhood classes which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with really being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so they gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side. And when the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it, we have to breathe it, we have to do it, we have to convey it to everyone.
Let's get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3, BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change, if you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, let's say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So this showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
And shout out to Brothers United, man.
Be Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live. We stream live from my branch library, and as always, shout out to the staff and the branch manager of my branch library. All right, family, you and I both know whenever we have a special guest, there's three things that we ask: who you are, what are you wearing for those that are listening in and they're not watching us, and what are we talking about today? So for our special guest today, who are you, what are you wearing, and what are we talking about today?
My name is Diamond, and I'm wearing a Rugrat t-shirt, and we're here to talk about my son Trayshawn. All
right, so earlier this week, Tony Geftels of Channel 13 had posted about Trayshawn, and we're going to get into it with Trayshawn a little bit later on about, man, he's trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And somebody just snatched the lawnmower.
Yes.
All right, hey, look, it must be my neighborhood. That happened too. And I wanted to ask you, man, how did he become to be that entrepreneur, and what are some of the most beautiful things about Trayshawn?
Well, one day he was just bored, and he sat at the house and asked, can he go cut grass?
Okay, all right.
So the next day he went and made him some business cards at the library, and he bumped into a lady who didn't need her grass cut. It was her mother's.
Right.
But she said she still let him cut the grass because he was very respectful. And he gave her a business card, and he just blew up from there.
Right. We saw that on, I think we saw that on the news. We saw the business card.
Yes.
And there's people my age that are saying that, well, I don't have a job. I don't have anything to do. And Trayshawn inspired a lot of us to get off the couch and make something happen. About Trayshawn, man, and he's here with us, so it's a beautiful brother. Could you give me three things about Trayshawn that are really special? What would you say?
He's a sweetheart. He's very respectful. He's very helpful. He's very fat. What else about you, Trayshawn?
That's right. That's right. That's awesome.
I just love that he's just so sweet and respectful and doesn't mind helping.
And I think a lot of people caught on to that just by seeing his picture and seeing some of the video. And it's like, man, look, I wanted to help. I was going to challenge everybody that I know that always says that young people aren't doing this. Older people say young people aren't doing that. Well, we've got somebody here that's trying to do right, and some misfortune happens. Well, I looked at it as a chance for a lot of us to step up.
Right.
Some of us that say that we're in the faith community, some of us that say that we want to see our youth succeed.
Right.
This was the time. So I'm really thankful that the gentleman did step up and say, hey, look, I think it was from a hardware store or a lawnmower place.
Oh, his lawnmowers?
Yeah.
Well, his lawnmowers had actually got donated from, two of them came from a lady and her husband, and then one came from a lady that works at Mud Hen.
Okay.
But the gentleman, he did bring the rake, the leaf blower, and a weed whacker.
All right.
So he was getting stuff donated.
Okay. So on my page, there was someone that had said, hey, look, they're still going to pitch in. And Nicole, I don't know if I should use your government name, Nicole, but hey, I didn't say it online. They talked about a lock. All right. I don't know where he stores them, and we're not going to say where you store them now because somebody do it. All right. So we talked about a way to secure. All right. So we're looking into that.
Yes.
And also, Jody is our treasurer here, and a lawnmower needs gas, all right? A lawnmower needs oil.
Yes.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we check in with Trayshawn about gas. If it's a gas card, we can give him. If it's a BP gas card where you can get your oil, all right, and your gas.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure that this summer that you're going to have your gas, you're going to have your oil, and man, I'm really putting it out there. Those lawnmowers look almost new.
Yes, they were nice lawnmowers.
All right, those were nice lawnmowers. And there's a gentleman that fixes lawnmowers. I don't think that you're going to have any problem with yours because those look pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's a gentleman, his name is James. He fixes lawnmowers on the corner of Detroit and Tecumseh. If you're heading south on Detroit before you hit Fearing, you'll see him sitting out there. And I'm going to tell him about you, that anytime that those lawnmowers need servicing, hey, just take them to him.
Okay.
All right. Anytime you need those, and our word is bond, and bond is life. And we want to give our word and make sure that that this brother has it as less difficult as it can.
Right.
All right. And that's what we're going to do here. And we were happy to see that someone had donated the mowers and some of those things, but there's still some things that we can do.
Right.
All right, to support. Anything else about Trayshawn before we take a commercial and come back with them?
No. Not really.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen, he's our brother Trayshawn is in the studio. We're going to take a short break and come back. This is the CSRN Podcast Week in Review. We'll be right back.
If you can ride a bike without falling, then you're good to go. Bike Rides Matter. It's a community bike group. We get together for fun, fitness, and fellowship. We ride weekly. Right now, we got a Tuesday ride where we ride on the UT Trail. We do Saturday right here at Uptown Green. That's our glow roll Saturday night. It was something I was already doing with my daughter, just riding bikes, and we just decided it would be cool to add the community because we were just finding ways to make fun given the situation. Being that everything was closed down and options were limited, bike riding is one of those things you can do without any restrictions.
You get to make new friends and just interact with people, especially during COVID. You still have your mask on and stuff, but it's still good to see people.
It's a cool way to stay fit. We talk while we riding, we got music while we riding. I've met quite a few new friends and new people. I made some real cool connections throughout the city. Take advantage of the time you have. Take advantage of this pandemic. I know it's a lot of restrictions, but you can be creative and find new ways to have fun, one of which is this right here.
All right, we are back. We're back. This is the CSRN Podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live from Mott Branch Library and talk about some of the things that we've done last week. Who's that in the background? That's Jody. All right, and that's a stick right there. Some of the things that we've done last week, the things that we're working on right now, some of the things that we got coming up in the future, like Juneteenth, the African American Festival. You got Jody Summers is one of the honorees. This year, there's a prayer breakfast that I think he's going to speak or do spoken word or a little bit of both. I know you're saying, okay, who's this handsome brother sitting to your left or to your right, however you're sitting? All right. So CSRN tradition, we ask you who you are, what are you wearing, and what are we talking about today?
Okay, so Today we were talking about me and how I started a business at 11 years old and I still got it at 13. And I'm wearing a black Scooby-Doo t-shirt, black pants, and black and white and yellow shoes.
All right, that's what's up. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for stopping by our studio here at Mock Branch Library. Oh, what's your name? They didn't hear your name.
Trayshawn.
All right, Trayshawn. I think they put it on the software to put your name here. Let's see if they found it. Come on, let's see. I think they did. Oh, sure they did. Well, those are some haters. All right, there. Okay, all right, Trayshawn. Okay, that's your name right there. All right. How old are you?
13.
13. And you said you started this business 2 years ago.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
What was it that made you say, you know what? I'm going to start my own business. Walk us through that if you don't mind.
Okay, I was in the house bored playing video games and my phone died. So I said, I need to make some money so I could buy a charger. So that's what I did. I went to go cut grass. And I made $20, so I went to the store and bought a charger. I came home. I said, I should go back and cut grass. And that's what I did.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. What were some of the difficult things about starting your own business that you ran into?
It's expensive.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I understand that something happened with your lawnmower. You had it somewhere. You came back and it was going. How did that happen? Talk about that, if you don't mind.
I came back from cutting grass. I went in the house to cool down. Came outside. My lawnmower was gone.
Oh, well, just like that. Just like that. So how did that make you feel, just knowing that that's how you make your money? All right. What were some of the things that were going through your head then?
I was very, very upset because that was a brand new lawnmower.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw that Tony Geftos from Channel 13 caught wind of the story and he posted it. And I think so many people saw that. A lot of people saw you. A lot of people remember you from 2 years ago when you said you wanted to start your own business. Do you still got the business cards?
No, I'm getting some made. I should have them by tomorrow.
All right, all right. And I want to make sure that I get some business cards that I could pass some out to, all right, to get some business going for you too. How many lawns do you cut now? How many lawns do you have right now?
Today I cut 4, and tomorrow I'll have to do 1, and I have a couple this weekend.
All right, that's what's up, man. I find it hard to cut one lawn once a week. Okay, so right now you're on summer break, right? What grade are you going to next year?
7th.
7th grade. What were some of your favorite subjects from 6th grade?
I didn't really like school like that.
Okay, all right.
It was my teachers, but when I switched schools, my teachers were better.
Okay, good.
And my favorite subject was math because my math teacher was fun, and she taught you in weird ways, but it taught you how to learn faster.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, shout out to that teacher. What's the teacher's name?
Miss Brown.
Miss Brown. Well, shout out to Miss Brown for not only teaching, but also coaching and inspiring. And they say there's 3 types of teachers. There's that instructor that just talks at you and doesn't give you any type of story that goes along with. There's that coach that inspires you. And then that's that good teacher that also tells it in a story to make sure you get it. Another question that we wanted to ask you, Trayshawn, what do you do to relax at the end of the day? You've cut 1,000 lawns, all right? What do you do?
Go home, get a shower ready, get in the shower, eat, sleep.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Man, I've got a couple other questions. All right, we talked about what you do afterward. We talked about how you started. I think a lot of people want to know, man, what is it about you that makes you stand out? Because right now, hey, you're in everybody's news feed. All right, what is it about Trayshawn that makes you so different, brother?
a very nice kid.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. How did you become so nice and so respectful?
By learning my manners.
Who would you say some of your best teachers of manners have been?
My mom.
All right, what is it about you? You getting all the right answer. You getting all the points today, brother, and it's true because we just had Miss Diamond, on, and she talked about you glowingly as a beautiful, beautiful son. And I think that Trayshawn, most times, the only time older people talk about youth is when something negative happens. One of the things that we hardly do is highlight our young people when they're doing something right. And the thing is, there's a lot of Trayshawns out there that are beautiful, respectful, special, putting some work in, and I think we really need to highlight those young brothers and Trayshawnettes that are as sisters too. All right, where do you see yourself after middle school, after high school? Have you thought about what are you going to be doing after you graduate from high school and college?
I've been waiting for you to ask that. Okay, so when I graduate from high school, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to save all my checks. Then I'm going to get a car and get my license and my tips. And I'm going to save up all my money. And then I'm going to get an apartment.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. All right, and I love what you're saying because you got a goal. All right, number one, we got to work. Am I right? Number two, we got to save our money. I just can't spend it as soon as I get it. Am I right? And you're going to have your car. So you're going to get driver's license. All right, okay. So you got your driver's license, you got insurance too. I don't know what type of car that you want. All right. Any particular car that you see right now that you would like?
Hellcat.
Okay, all right. So, all right, Jody, Jody should be writing this down. All right. I'm gonna tell you something else. And if my wife is watching this, I'm sure she's gonna say, "Well, that's his car too." Man, that's on my bucket list, Trayshawn. What color is your Hellcat gonna be?
Purple.
Purple. Oh man. You know what I like? There's this battleship gray that I see some of the cars have. It's a really nice gray. Wide body. Okay, all right. Yeah, wide body for me, man. Okay, what color rims? Black, or are you gonna?
That's a hard question.
Well, it's black for me. All right, it's black for me. I mean, okay. Look, we're supposed to be talking about Trayshawn. We here talking about my dream car. All right. So look, I see it. I see you in the wide body Hellcat. Hopefully, I'll be around to show you my Hellcat too. And working, man, that's the key. Working, and right now you've got your own business. It's a great chance that as you continue to work, you'll have another business. Hopefully, after you're successful, you're going to need somebody to drive your Hellcat to fill it up with gas. That's when you call me and say, "Hey, Brother Washington, I need you to take it to get washed." All right. That's probably the only way I'm going to be driving a Hellcat, Miss Diamond. All right. So I'm counting on you. All right. You see, you call me up, "Hey, Brother Washington, I'm going to need you to go fill it up with gas. Get the good gas and wash it." I'm like, "Bet." All right, bet. That way I'll be back in a couple of hours though. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have that looking good. And listen, another thing I wanted to ask you, I want to thank you for coming in, brother, and sharing your story, with us. CSRN, we're going to be in touch. Make sure that you got gas and oil, throughout the summer. That you have, that you may not have that thing to worry about. I don't know. You do have a gas can? You do? Okay. All right.
I have to.
Okay. All right. So he ain't just, all right. So we got your own gas. We got your own oil. What else are we going to do? Oh, we wanted to ask you this. if there was somebody else that's watching this podcast that wanted to learn and do what you do, what is the first 3 steps to being a successful business person? What would you say?
You gotta have your plan already planned out. And if you want to start a lawnmower business, you gotta have a lawnmower. Make sure you stacked up on gas. Make sure you got gas money.
That's right.
It's not cheap.
That's right.
You gotta have oil. Make sure you got all the stuff you need.
And would you be willing to come back and just give us an update on how how your year is going? Oh, and lastly, if someone wants to get their grass cut by you, how do they reach you?
Through Tony's Facebook, and they get my mom's number or mine off of it.
Okay, so let me put that. I'm gonna put that up. Let's see. Let's share that now. Yeah, we're gonna share that right now. Let's see. I think I can do it. Yeah, let's put this up right now. I think I shared this from my page. All right. So let's see. Is this sharing? Oh no, let's share it. Let's share it. All right, here's what we have right now, family. Let me make that a little bit wider there. I got Trayshawn, and I had the good news update right there. All right. And let's see. Earlier, what did we have earlier? All right, I'm just scrolling through my page. All right, this is the first time that I saw you right here. Take some good pictures right there. All right, that's a pretty good picture right there.
That's a lie.
All right, okay, all right. Well, it looked like you just came back from working, all right? That's what it looked like, all right? And they were saying that this was the update that says that Trayshawn now has 2 working mowers thanks to some generous donors. Mike Bassett of Bassett's Do It Best Hardware in Port Clinton pulled up. So that's what's up. And they also shared the original story that Manny says that he first introduced us to you 2 years ago when you were 11. All right. It said that Trayshawn was handing out business cards and getting his lawn mowing service going. I think everybody remember that original story. And for whatever reason, you went inside, you came back, and it was gone. So here's how we're going to reach him. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit more. Okay. You got him right there. So reach out to him on Tony Gefto's page. And on Tony Gefto's page also, you might have his mom's number was on there too. All right. And we're only using that number to, make sure your brother got, get his business together. And also there's some other stuff on my page about Leonard Peltier. All right, it's a call to action today. But right now we're really talking about our brother Trayshawn. I want to thank you for coming on today. And as I asked earlier, you be willing to come back later on and share some updates?
Yeah, of course.
All right, that's what's up. Hey, family, this is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We want to thank Trayshawn. We want to thank Miss Diamond for coming through today. Hey, we'll come back. All right, Trayshawn. Okay, I think I saw that. Oh, before we go, I'm going to share his page. We're going to share your page too. Let's do this right, family. Let's see. No, that is not what I wanted to share. Let's see. We're going to have. Yeah, I just thought I had your page up. I'm just sharing all my stuff online, Jody. All right. It's all good. All right. Oh, here is his page right here. If you want to contact Trayshawn, let's go to his page. I think I'm going to add him as a friend right now. So if you see me come up as a friend, accept me as a friend. All right. So yeah, go right to his page, hit him up, get your lawn get your lawn done. Hey, we've got a a community garden on Boston Place near Central and Collingwood. You know where that is? Central and Collingwood. We're in that area. We'll hit you up. Maybe we can have him be the Eden Garden mower. We'll just get an account with you right then. All right. So every 2 weeks, come through, cut. Do you accept pay by PayPal or Cash App? All right. Cut it. Send me the Cash App request. So every 2 weeks, I'll show you, I'm going to add you as a friend. Hey, we conduct a business right here, all right? I'm going to add you as a friend. I'm going to let you know where our lot is. You give me your price, all right? Because your time is valuable. Give me your price. Every 2 weeks, come through, cut, weed whack, then send me your request. Get paid just like that. All right. Hey, family, we're going to take a short break, come back, tie up some loose ends. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. I want to really thank Trey Sean and his mom, Miss Diamond, for coming in, and their whole family for being at the Mott Branch Library today. Shout out to him and his family. Shout out once again to Tony Geftos for sharing that story. Were it not for that, it would have been very hard for a lot of us to hear about what's going on with Trey Sean. And for everybody that wanted to assist in getting him a brand new lawnmower, that was something that we were going to do. So that's its do it best. Beat it to us to the.
But that's okay, because you can only buy a lawnmower once, but gas is every trip almost.
So yeah, we're gonna hold him down for the gas and oil. And also, he's going to be a part of our Eden Community Garden cleanup beautification team. So he's going to come through every 2 weeks, whatever he charge.
There's a new contract.
Hey, that's right. That's right. So, hey, listen, we've got a few more minutes. I really want to go over some of the things that you've been a part of to highlight those things. And then I think we're going to go over some of the Juneteenth activities that's going to be happening.
Okay. So wait, that's on me, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's always on you. All right. It's always on you.
All righty. So let me go over my stuff from a timeline. And again, I hear we got a commercial drop of me or something like that coming up. But some of the things I got to attend, or you might have gotten to attend last week. Go on here to my good old events calendar. And if you missed it, or if you were able to attend, show the photos, all that stuff. Last week, we had the Uncloistered Poetry online and in person. The online is, of course, done online. In person was at Peacock, which they had a great lineup of hosts, as I saw. So if you were able to make that open mic, awesome to you. There was the first annual Chosen Day, which is where I was at on the 9th. We had bouncy houses. We cooked for the kids. We had music artists out. Shout out to Robin. Shout out to all of the other artists, Kashi, and the names that just slipped my mind. But there's video of it. What is it? Darius, Stephen Raw.
Yeah.
And another guy. It's a lot because there was a whole bunch going on, but shout out to everybody that came out. We also had something I haven't seen in a while, kids versus adults dodgeball.
Oh man, I would have liked that.
I got some short video of it, and again, there's short video of it on my page. But the kids won the first round, and then the adults just came back with revenge. There was one kid out there, I can remember, he was just the last kid at the end. All the adults kept trying to team up on him, and he just was literally hands on his hips, weaving balls until they all came at him once. It took 12 adults to take him down. But that was fun, hearing everybody, seeing everybody. A lot of people came out and bought stuff. I saw Jabril, one of our founders and stuff of the organization. He came and picked up a tiger's eye, says hello to everybody. We had, there was some other stuff out there. Me. I was vending. So, you'll see video of that and everything of me vending and doing all the stuff. I probably won't be vending again, I want to say, until maybe July. Oh, yeah, July, because I'll be at the African American Festival. So if you would like something, hats, hoodies, crystals, artwork, books, wristbands, buttons, all the other stuff that I sell and create, just contact me because I'm a little pooped out from pop-ups. Yeah. But shout out to Sean from Glazem Gourmet, O. Henry's, and Mally's. They were over here at the Frederick Douglass.
Oh, really?
2 to 4. He said he gave out 83 funnel cakes to the kids.
Oh, that's what's up.
Don't know how many burgers and how many tamales, but thank you for doing something good in the community. A lot of things that doesn't get talked about, as Treshawn just talked about.
That's right.
Is the expense of being a business owner. Even when I give something away for free, it still costs. I got to restock, or I got to rebuy, or do all this other stuff that we don't get to talk about as entrepreneurs. So shout out to them for doing that over at the Doug. There was Jazz at the Terrace at Centennial Terrace on the 8th. And a friend of mine did his Bryan, Ohio live in person at 26 Main Street. There was the Storybook Festival on the 8th at 301 Morrison Drive. And that is the big things I see from there. So now we go forward into just pulling it up right now, to the week of Juneteenth, because
all right,
the city of Toledo has sponsored with a lot of organizations, grassroots, and nonprofits. I believe we have the schedule up on our page, but Juneteenth in Toledo starts this Saturday with the parade, and then there's the speaking, and then we go over to the Douglas Center. I'll be performing there. And then all throughout the week, there's Mott Branch Library, there's Main Library, the Toledo Museum of Art is doing stuff. A few of the parks are having events, all free and stuff like that. On the 19th, there is the 5th Annual Festival, which is at Promenade Park. So that's a gated event, and there is a cost to get into the Juneteenth celebration on the 19th. But, check it out. Make sure you support all the stuff. I am happy to see the city being involved so much with the grassroots organizations and everything like that. I hope all of the events go well, and moving forward next year, the city investing in these organizations gives them a push to do some individual stuff. And that is my thoughts on that.
All right. So family, listen, I'm going to make a confession that some of our tech people walked out on us. So there was a kind of a commercial collage that you put together.
Yep.
I got it in my inbox, but if I share it on here, would it appear just as large?
It would be just like a real or normal commercial. It should be.
All right. Can I give it a shot?
Let's give it a try.
All right. Let's see.
I also have it up on YouTube if you wanted to try and screen grab it from there. And I think it's good. For those of you who don't know, I started in radio in like 2012, around like 2011, 2012, cast off radio. So I'm used to this, the voice and being in the room and not really being able to talk to an audience, because back in the day, there was no podcast. We were trying, attempting that and everything with the technology we had at the time, but mainly if you see a DJ, which aren't really in studios no more, they're just talking to a wall.
That's
and
right.
It's, I think of it as an awesome form of acting as well, because you have to keep the energy. You have to make sure there's no dead space or anything like that to be keep people engaged and entertained.
All right, let's give it a shot.
So let's see how it sounds. Chosen Day tomorrow, followed by the Poetry and Soul sessions next week. If you love open mics, come check out our features and even get a chance to get on the mic yourself. If that's not enough for you, you can come to the Tell Your Untold Stories the very next day to get on the mic and say some stuff. We got the Juneteenth parade the next day. You'll see me out there with my staff, followed by the Frederick Douglass Center doing a whole Juneteenth day. I'll be out there as well. When I leave there, I'm going to the art museum to see my face in the art museum. And then closing out the month, helping some kids make their own dream boxes. Hope to see you. What's up, everybody? Okay. Jody J. Summers, child of the system. Here is my June.
That is what's up. That's what's up. Hey, listen, it is 7:15. I think we're almost ready for 5 minutes of heat.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, again, there's a lot of stuff going on. 13th, the 14th, there's poetry. Come see us at Poetry and Soul. We have some great hosts, some great features coming out there. And then on the 14th is an open mic, and you be able to go out on that if you want to say some words online, or whether it be about Juneteenth or how you're feeling and stuff like that. Poetry changed my life. So I'm always going to push that above anything else. That day also on the 15th. This picture, well, yeah, there's the whole list that I'm seeing right now of everything that's going on. So screenshot this, pause it if you need to, or go to the City of Toledo website and be able to see all of the events going on from the 14th until the 19th.
And you talked about this picture right here.
Yes, that picture right there, thanks to a very good ally, supporter, and friend of ours, Barbie Huffman. Hopefully I said that right, for Barbie Huffman. So that way it comes out on the text for those of you that are reading this. Had one of her pieces of artwork accepted into the Disabled Women Create Art. And this is the piece they picked, which is also May Day 30th, the day we decided to kind of show the city who they really were when it came down to protest. And shout out to all of the protesters and people that came out that helped us, the medical people, which you don't see so much now, but and shout out to City Council for doing the right thing and approving that $400,000 for the people that were injured when they only came with signs, love, and some words for the officers that shot at them with wooden and everything.
Right. And this is the painting that Barbie did.
Yep.
This the painting is going to be at the Art Museum?
It's going to be at the Art Museum on the 15th. I believe you can still reserve seats. It's a one-day showing. So unfortunately, maybe it'll go on tour and stuff like that later on in the future, but the 15th. So if you can make it, go to the Toledo Museum of Art, look for their events, and reserve your seat.
All right. Before we get into 5 minutes of heat, I just want to make a few announcements. Where's my stuff at? All right. If you like what we do, we'd like for you to subscribe to all of our on all of our social media platforms. Like, share, comment. If you want to support us in what we do, you can support us via Cash App. That's the cash tag CSRN 419 or the PayPal CSRN 419. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, X, YouTube. We are trying to get at least up to 100,000 subscribers. That way we get that thing in the mail, Jody. Yep. All right, that lets us know that we've done good work. If you want some of the Black Lives Matter signs, we got those really selling good right now. Inboxes for the Black Lives Matter signs. Inboxes for the Defund the Police. That's defund12.org/Toledo. I think that link is still live, but if it's not still live, giving up to date information, you know what Defund the Police mean anyway. All right. And if I got to tell you, hey, just inbox. And also be on the lookout for some of our CSRN of Toledo yard signs. Show your support for independent advocacy here in Toledo. Show your support for strong Black leadership by purchasing a CSRN sign. We will be having those up soon. And also be on the lookout for C-Spark. That's the Community Solidarity Citizen Review and Accountability Forum. We realize that we've done all that we could regarding the way that police engage us. We really can't depend on the police to police themselves. So we've taken upon ourselves to have a citizen review board that will look at the complaints that people have, and we'll decide if they're going to be outside to determine if they're going to be outside the color of law. And we will either lodge a complaint, strive to subpoena, sue, let our community know when there are some bad actors in our community via mailings, just as you would get a mailing if a sex offender moved into your neighborhood. We're also going to make sure our community knows if there's some bad actors that repeatedly violate their code of ethics. So the C-Spark, our community review board, will be meeting soon, and we will be reporting out. I think, Jody, I've done all that I could do right now. And if we could sign off with 5 minutes of heat, what do you have for us today?
Yep. And for that also part of the show, because I never actually I realize I describe who I am and stuff. I am wearing like a blue and white checkered shirt with some button pockets on the front, like all my shirts are. But I'm also wearing a Hoodstock shirt, one of the organizations I'm proud to be board members of. So this August, be looking out for the Hoodstock 2024, where we give out book bags and have artists and all the stuff. Again, grassroots to support the community and the youth, because they're the ones that are leading our future.
That's what's up.
So today's piece comes from Childhood Trauma Series, Book 1, this being Men's Mental Health Month. Again, last week I did the newest piece in that, I guess, whole collection of books and stuff called 2 Minutes of Your Time. This week I'll be, did I do that? Yeah, that was 2 Minutes of Your Time, or did I do Toxic? I'm not sure, but either way, today's version is called Trigger Warning, which was one of the first pieces that I brought up. And it looks like Brother Washington's holding a piece of paper here.
You know,
he may want to do before that.
Yeah.
Let's show him. Let's show the camera what else is going on, because, you know, if you have any other Juneteenth events that are not sponsored by the city, let us know. We'll put them on our page. Don't think that everybody's doing something so you can't. If that was the case, we wouldn't be here right now.
Right. This is the Smith Park Proud and First Unitarian Church of Toledo. They're having the Juneteenth event right here where we are, right in the back, Scott Park. That's 998 Dorr Street. This is going to be Wednesday, June 19th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's going to be a 5th Regiment of the U.S. Color Guard Troop reenactment. Also, there's going to be voter registration, refreshments. They got limited refreshments. Man, come on, get your refreshments. Get here early.
Well,
all right.
Yep.
All right,
or
Doctor.
make a donation so they can have unlimited.
That's right. Yeah, do that. So be here. That's right here, Smith Park. That's, if you know where the My Branch Library is, Smith Park is right in back. Wednesday, June 19th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you're listening, Sister Gwen, hey, listen, we read it. I'm glad that Jody peeped that out. And family, come on out and support all of the Juneteenth events.
Yep.
All right.
So this piece is called Trigger Warning. Again, I hope you hear. I hope you are present in your healing process. So let's begin. Peace. Trigger warning. And it comes in waves. Torrential downpours of terrifying things crashing against this barrier, this structure, the safe place I thought I built. Wave after wave, crashing against the sanity I escaped into, crumbling and eroding away the impenetrability that I thought I once had, revealing cracks in foundations I left too long and thought I could cover up with something distracting. And it comes when you become too confident, drawing you in deeper and deeper to your triggers and trauma that you once knew how to deal with, stripping away coping mechanisms and leaving you in a panic state, but knowing if you gasp for air, you'll drown. So you hold on tighter to that last burning breath, struggling to reach the surface, because a whisper could kill you, and all you want to do is be loud. As you reach to breach the surface of whatever, yes, whatever has dragged you beneath its influence. And it comes when things are calm. You see the still waters and think that just beneath the surface, there might be something worth reaching for. The treasures that others say they have found by diving deep within themselves and pulling out miracles. But every time you go in, you get bit and lose another part of yourself, trying to struggle through this endless sea of inconsistency. Where they find dolphins, you find sharks. While you were busy surviving through your traumas and nightmares that you grew up to fight, they had imaginary friends and consistent circles of people to protect them their whole life. And it comes in waves, pulling you in closer to the edge of your insanity, tearing away the fragile layers of reality that shape up your identity as you watch people who were once very close and held strong ties to the shores you believed you could live on forever, suddenly disappear and let you drift further away. Sometimes it's a smell, a place, name, photo, or even a song that may play in your mind as you reminisce about the memories that take you down these tidal waves of isolation, and leave you contemplating if you should just let the current take you away. While the sea might be full of fish, there's only one you, only one living being on this planet you have to be honest with and accept accountability for all actions you take when these uncontrollable tsunamis try and wreck your life. And it comes when you've held that smile too long, knowing you deserve to cry. Let out all of those unpacked things that you no longer need to let hold weight on your life and your soul, and breathe. Stop holding your breath on things that do not give you life, and grasp tightly to those things that bring you back from the brink. And it won't let you go until you're ready to face whatever is stealing the precious time you could be healing. And you could be surrounded in a room full of people, isolated in your own mind by the emotions you are unwilling to deal with because they come in waves, unseen, unexpected, unrelenting, and the perfect storm to stop you from moving forward, unable to truly connect to someone new, because past reflections of your trauma might trigger something that will have you reliving the moment of loss and abandonment the entire conversation, holding back tears, because normal is better than being labeled emotional, better than being told you'll be fine. It's okay, because in the back of your mind, you know this person is just one more episode from walking away and tired of picking up the pieces because you can't hold it all together with the residual glue you have left. And it comes in waves. Please withstand the storm because you, yes, you are very valuable. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers. All right, Jody, I appreciate the 5 minutes of heat. We appreciate Trayshawn and Miss Diamond that came in today to talk about how resilient that brother is, even though he had some negative things happen that didn't stop him. Right. He kept going. And as we always say, if all lives can't matter until what?
Black lives matter.
And black lives can't matter until all black lives matter. Justice